Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and his son Yahusha Mashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo. Today is the 12th of August 2024. It's 11:47 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm gonna do a little trade recap here I did on this ETH trade. So this is the ETH, start of the ETH right here, 1800 hours. We have these anchored VWAPs starting from the ETH session. So those red dash lines are the VWAPs. So let's jump in here. Right, so this light blue line is the volume point of control. So, and this dash white line here is the yesterday's volume point of control. So as we open here, little auctioning came up to +3 VWAP and sold off here, broke VWAP, came down to VWAP, sorry. Made a little auction, broke down VWAP, heavy volume all the way down to -2 VWAP. Now this here is significant because it's something I was discussing with one of my trading partners. When you see price is heavy selling on the bid, right? Meaning there's yellow bubbles here or selling bubbles down at the bottom of these price actions, because this, let me just show you this here real quick. Open this up. This red line right here, that's the ask, right? Wherever price is, you see how it comes up here, that's the ask, and the green line right here, that's the bid. So when you see bubbles executing here, it's executing on the bid. It's executing on the bid, on the bid, on the bid, right? You see that green line right there? That's the bid, right? So what we have here is selling pressure, right? So with selling pressure should be a movement down in price, right? Now, if you notice here, this is a buildup of a bowling green strategy where we're having selling pressure, but we keep bouncing back up to -1 VWAP, right? So -2, -1. So we're getting an accumulation, downside accumulation, but still accumulation. As soon as we break above here, right, retest and go, this is a bowling green strategy for me, right? So this is not a trade recommendation, it's just my strategy, right? So break above -1, retest, pop up again, go long, but that's not what I did, right? I missed out on this trade. I wasn't looking at the charts at this time or at the heat map at this time. So just pointing that out because that's significant, because buyers are in play, because sellers is basically absorption happening. If you're hitting the bid and selling pressure is happening, yes, it's moving down, but it's moving sideways kind of. So we're not getting any flushes, right? We're getting support buyers coming back up, pushing above VWAP, right? So after that selling pressure came in, we came back to the equilibrium right here around VWAP, pushed above VWAP, retested -1, push back up to VWAP. So we have buyers inside here, right? They're maintaining volume weighted average price, which is the VWAP, right? Also the VPOC. So they're circling the VPOC, right? They're rotating around the VPOC. We got another test here of -2, push back up to +1, right? So rotation going on. We have another bout of selling here, but as you can see, there isn't much selling pressure by way of like large bubbles. But at the end of it, we get the large bubble coming back to yesterday's VPOC, right? So when we get to yesterday's VPOC, we start getting the buyers again, which is at -2, right? So got the buyers again, came back up to -1, retested -2 here. And let me just use these arrows. Broke above -1, retested -2, broke back above -1, another retest. And you can see this is how price auctions, right? So looking at the heat map from Bookmap is very Is very beneficial to understanding how price action moves, because with candles you can't really see these things. You might not see the auction the way it's actually happening. You just see the open, close, high and low of the candles. But anyway, so got that retest here at -1, push back up to VWAP. So we just rotating between VWAP and -1, right? Let's see here, moving across. So we got the buyers coming in now at VWAP. So buyers came in there at VWAP, took it up all the way to +3 and then some, right? Which created our overnight high here at 53.7869. Right, so let's see. Right, got the sellers coming in, took it right back down to VWAP, almost back down to yesterday's VPOC as well. Right, so we have that rotation going on. And did I miss the entry on my trade? I think it was much later, right? So this is where it is here. So right, so we got this retest here. We got this double retest of basically a higher low from yesterday's VPOC, right? That dash white line. So we had this test, big sellers couldn't get through, big buyers took it up. Sellers came back down here, couldn't push further, exhausted on the sell side, and buyers came in, took it back up, right? So we seeing buyers here, they're basically absorbing, right? So as we came around this level here, bounced off of VWAP and VPOC, I took this long trade here. Right after this big bubble, here manifested itself, took that breakout trade, and it actually pulled back on me a little bit, but all buyers, right? Even though it's pulling back, buyers, right? So that gave me the confidence. I remember where was my stop loss? Right, there was the stop loss right there, 53.6948. Entry was 53.7350. Right, so we're looking for a trending up kind of action here now. We're taking a breakout of +1. So got the rotation again, came back, tested VWAP, VPOC, right? And then that's when we got the buyers again. Now you can see the buyers is the buy bubbles are very small, but that's because there's no selling pressure anymore. They don't have to buy big to go to higher prices, because, excuse me one second. Right, they don't have to buy much now because the selling is exhausted, meaning there's no liquidity on the ask, right? You see there's a vacuum here. There's no real liquidity. You see the liquidity is all around it, like on top here and below here, but there's no liquidity right here. So it's easy pass through. It's an easy rise. As soon as we get up to this liquidity level here, boom, we get the rejection, right? We did execute, right? So let's see, this is 52 on the bid. This volume was 51. This one here pulled. That was 231 on the ask, and they just pulled, right? They didn't execute. Let me see here. Actually, they did it spread out a little bit. So this is 18 ask, 231, but they pulled, right? So it's 231 on the ask and only 18 transacted from here. So after that 18 transacted, they were gone. They just pulled from the bid, from the ask, right? So pardon me, I'm a little under the weather and stuff, so pardon me. All right, so taking this rotation here, so we got up to this liquidity level, came back, retest, and this is a prominent thing on the heat map, right? Always wait for the retest. Even if a few of these trades go without retesting, this is order flow, kind of like this is a order flow norm, right? After the breakout, it's going to retest. So you get the retest, and you can see these retests happen, like if you're looking at a candle chart, these retests happen within a candle while it's forming, and you don't ever really see the retest. You see price, bouncing up and down, but it doesn't register in your mind that it's really a retest. On this kind of heat map here, you could see breakout retest. Now this is only between what 53.74.50 and 53.76, right? So within those 2 points, retest, push back up, breaking above +2, right? So I'm in this trade now, riding it up to here. We're coming up to +3. This I should consider taking profit, right? Now, and this is another situation where I should have considered taking profit, but I decided to let it run, right? Because I was aiming for overnight high, but I had some faith in this trade going further. So because we have low volume buying coming into +3 VWAP, right? Let me just point that out. So low volume buying, right? Coming into +3 VWAP, which is usually a resistance zone, and it's resistance because there might be lack of buyers or low volume up at these areas because it's volume weighted average price extremity, right? It's a deviation, so it's the extremity of the volume weighted average price. So that's why sometimes you get exhaustion up at these levels and it's easy to catch a short, right? So with that being said, it's setting up kind of like a short. So it actually did fall, right? Came back down to -2. We got this iceberg buying, and we have this iceberg buying here, right? So coming back up, retesting overnight high and +3 VWAP after the retest of -2. Still could have taken profit there, but decided not to take profit there, right? Right. So we got another retest of +2, and then we got iceberg buyers coming in. Now this is something I didn't point out before. Let me see here. Let me see overall. I know there was like a little battle between icebergs buying and selling, right? So iceberg buyers, big guy over here, 93 by 7. And then we have the sellers, right? Now the sellers are getting outdone by the buying icebergs. The buying icebergs are definitely bigger. So my theory is that when you start seeing that kind of manipulation back and forth, it's not really two players. It's just one player, taking profit off the top and basically bouncing price off a range. They sell on the top. When it comes down, they buy. They push up, they sell, and that's an easy way to make money if you have enough if you have enough weight to move price around like that, especially in the Asian session and the ETH where it's lower volume. If you have some big bank, you could probably try and push price around, right? So we got up here again, +2 VWAP, right? Almost getting to, and I think my take profit was somewhere right here. Yeah. Right. So after we tested it, we tested +3 VWAP 3 times, and I just decided, well, I'm not gonna push my luck anymore, you know what I mean? So +3 test, another +3 test, and this is where I took profit here on this breakout. And that's when price definitely started to fail after that, right? So I put my I noticed there was, let me just put this into perspective here. So this was the liquidity I was aiming for right here, right? This guy on top here. And he was also lining up with value area high, right? So that's why I was looking out for price to get to value area high in the ETH, right? So opening this up here so you can see the transaction. It's probably gonna get blocked by a bunch of stuff. Come on, you're gonna do me like that. All right, there's the transaction. So take profit was 53.79.75, right? Just below this heavy liquidity. That's where I just put that target right there. And just below value area high. So yeah, that was the trade. It was a +1 breakout. Let's go back. All right. +1 breakout after seeing the apparent absorption of the sellers, right? low liquidity, getting price to move through, right? See it's moving through, run into some liquidity, move sideways a little bit, break back out again. So +1 VWAP breakout to +3 +3 take profit, right? So it was, let's see here, we're going from 53, 73, 50 to, where are you? Right here somewhere. 53, 79, 75. And that was the trade right there. I don't really have much long strategies. So I wouldn't consider this it's not a strategy that I trade often, because when I want to go long, I actually want to go long from the lower bands, right? Which is -2 and -1, right? So that's what I call my bowling green reversal strategy. And it's something like, let's see, something like this nice accumulation between -2, -1, take the -1 breakout to go up to however far it wants to go. Sometimes it gets the Vwap pullback. Let's see what's the next example here. This one is a quick one, like a V reversal. This one is hard to catch, right? So you see -1 here, breakdown, test -2, small little transaction, not much of an accumulation or auction there, and then it breaks out, right? This one, you could have gotten this one up to at least +1 or just below +2, right? After that, came back down. We have another example here. This is -2, but these are hard to catch because you just get these reversals, but it's at a significant level as well. This POC here, and this yesterday's VPOC. So if you feel bold enough after the big selling and you get buying, you take the buyers up the breakout of -1. And that's not a trade recommendation. It's just my trading strategy, my opinions and stuff like that. So, I'm not a CFA or nothing like that, so I can't give trading advice. You have to vet your own strategies. So yeah, those were the two bowling green strategies I had within this dynamic here. But these were hard to catch because it's kind of like a V reversal. Yeah, so that's where I like to catch the longs. So this was kind of just like a impromptu kind of trade. You know what I'm saying? After seeing the certain things happening, like the absorption here, let me just right after seeing the absorption, no follow through on the sell side, big sellers but no follow through, right? Easy buying. See how these buyers could take price up. There's no real liquidity blocking them. That's why they get to, you see how it's dark in between these areas here. Buyers getting to push price up easily, right? All right, y'all. So that's my little trade recap there on ES in the ETH. All right, so it's Malak Sholomo. Y'all trade safe and stay blessed.